Mm. Right, shit. It's like 5,000 each material, yeah.
Or maybe 5,000 total. I'm not sure.
I see. Uh, That's fucking great.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Be sure to visit us.
Commencing route creation.
Oh, so the trick here is to come out and go up here. No, there must be an easier way.
Delivery route finalized.
What the fuck?
Commencing route creation. Delivery route.
So it might be indicate as 800 meters, but actually it's harder. For fun. I don't even go up there. Yeah. Not why come up I got sounds stupid. Fuck your mother.
Shall we confirm that? That was a delivery. Allow us us to demonstrate our gratitude towards you with a gift. Go ahead. We've increased your materials allocation.
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
This is another new APAS enhancement.
Super
It's an upgraded
balance.
version of an existing enhancement you... However, be advised that in order to provide this improved functionality, it must even so, a porter like you. Anyway, we hope, and we highly recommend. Take care.
Order complete.
Interesting.
Well done.
Breakable. I could bowl.
Commencing route creation.
Yeah.
Delivery route finalized.
Order accepted. Thank you. That's right.
How the fuck do I... I'm gonna go down this way. Chicken. Cheating. It's hard to see. Fuck me. Right. Got it.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for burning.
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
It's pretty...
Order completed. Well done.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Gotcha.
So let's go. We go down here. Yeah.
Commencing route creation.
Oh, okay. We just need to do this instead. Oh, we just take a road.
Delivery.
Looking forward to working with you again.
Thank you. That's the beauty of having a road. No risk. Yeah. Yeah. Go straight through. Yeah. So you will take some damage each time. That's okay. I always just brush past it, even if I'm on a truck. If I'm on a tricycle, of course, no problem. Just wing it. I really miss all my characters. I think there's something wrong with me. Doctor, I miss some computer characters. Gal. Yeah, it's great. This game is so fun. Because you get so involved. I think not everyone could relate to these characters. You know, everyone relate to them in a different way. And some would just, oh, he's just another guy who's going through stuff, you know. But I got really involved and motivated with them, so it means a lot to me that they're doing well or not well. What? Oh yeah, this is not the one. No, where am I going? Order. See if I can hit any more up on the way. I am going. Okay. Ah, okay. So I'm going to F8. When I'm going to F8, I'll help you. Otherwise, I will keep things simple for myself. I could do this for you, actually. I'll do this for you.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Just know that we won't ever forget what you've done for us.
So let me get back into the world before we support. Oh, wrong way. I'm gonna go down. Oh no, right way. Jesus. Okay. I went to follow the members of the cast on IG. So Elle Fanning being 27, of course she has an IG. But when I look up the Fragile, she has no IG. And while I actually thought she was not attractive, but in real life, she's actually quite famous for being attractive. What do you think about her? You like her? Do you fancy her? Not really. Wow. What if it's Miss World but she smokes? That fail for you? Oh shit. Now I understand why people say, sorry, I'm Muslim. I must only marry Muslim. Okay, mate. You know, no feelings, condition first. But it's true that if you smoke, it's very off-putting. You know, me and Miho used to smoke. Yeah, but she quit for no reason. But then she told me that her father, my father-in-law, has had some problems with the lungs because of his smoking. So I'm thinking, shit. Sorry, I need to double check one bit. So I'm thinking that affected her to quit. She didn't even tell anyone. She just went, yeah. You know, and she went out with friends. She said, "Oh shit, I had a cigarette." I'm talking about 30 years ago. And then I realized that she was actually trying to stop smoking. Now I never give a fuck about that. You know, I did say, "Oh yeah, I would too." You know, but yeah, so now the whole house is a good. My mom smokes, and when I finish visiting her, I mean she's on stage 3, so I spent some time with her, and oh my god, I spent all night with her smoking friend and her. Ugh. I came back home, I can smell myself, stinks so horrible, cigarette smell. So yeah, man, like, you know, I think if she's hot enough for you, I don't think I would care too much about if she smoked, and I hope that she'll change, you know, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker, but she needs to be exceptional. You know, I live in Yuen Long in Hong Kong, and we have the exact same bridge as the one I'm looking at right now, but I think it's further into the gate. Yeah, there's a massive, yeah, it looks exactly the same. If I ever go past it, I'll take a picture of it and then put it side by side. Bye, baby.
Thanks for checking in. Let's take a look at those orders. Good on you, Sam. This is far and away the best looking cargo I've seen.
Now displaying your
It's a
current
little.
order grade.
You've been a big help.
Order completed. Well done.
You're cheap, bro. You're cheap. Wow, all the way up. Deliver chemicals, sure. No. Yes. Yes. No. Oh, I can't take that much. What is that now? Let me give you some material for my truck. Maybe that's the issue. Yeah, I don't want smoke grenade. What the fuck is that for? I go and fuck them up quickly. I need all those. That one I don't want. Do you know what? I'm not sure. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah. I just claimed 2,400 crystal.
Wow, 2,400. Where'd you get that from?
From F8, which is unfortunately the final, one of the final fort that you unlock story-wise. So that's their capacity. 2004. So now I have more space. Oh, this is Express as well. Oh, I'm not sure. Now that is very tempting to do Express because it has blood. Shit. That is very tempting to do. Maybe I'll do it, bro. Okay. But it's 400, so it has to be a truck job. Yeah.
Commencing route creation.
All the way here. Here.
Delivery route finalized.
Okay, I'm gonna try this, man. But ooh, shit. I'm scared, man. I'm not sure I can make it. Are we fucking ready? Of course we are, bro.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Come on, truck. I don't think so. 4 minutes is not a long time anyway. 4 minutes is slow, bro. I mean, but your top, this will be maybe 30 zip line. It's a long way. Good idea, mate. Quite far, like just under a quarter of the length. If you imagine the outline of Australia, think just under a quarter, approximately. The meter is 2,888 or something. Just under 3,000 meters. Is it meters? Whatever unit that they calculate. Yeah, man, it's a rough one, but because I have been using the Magellan even for express, so I never really feel the stress of it. So now is a good time to enjoy what the game has designed for you. You know, I do like having no pressure, because you do have some pressure when the story is on, because you want to accomplish a certain. I don't think I can make it, man. It's already 2 minutes left, and I'm nowhere near it. Yeah, 1,500 meters. Still, there's no way I can do it. But I will still hand in for an A or something. So I would imagine you are supposed to do it with zip lines, just a lot of it. But 3,000, like if you think about it, a zip line, the level 1 is 300 meters. 3,000 is at least, you're talking about a 10 or 11, 10 or 9. With the world, with obstacles and hills and things like that, you give it a, 2 or 3 more. So it's one of 12 zip lines just for this, and yeah. 400, because the weight is 400. And I wonder if it fits into the tricycle. I'm not sure they can hold 400 even if you go naked. Yeah, I'm about 30 seconds out. I need 30 seconds more. Yeah, this is a zipline job. I'm already too late. By quite a lot, by 30 seconds. I predict I'm not there yet. Get off, buddy. And then put Porter in front of me to just attempt to almost fuck you up. Yeah. Hey, wow,
Excellent.
52 seconds
Right on
out.
schedule. Might this be of use to you in your travels? Nothing would make me happier if so. Do you have enough
I'm
materials?
embarrassed.
Allow me to
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
You've helped me on this occasion. I look forward to our continued.
Order completed. Well done.
Take the material. 3,400 of crystal. Take on whatever, see what you've got. I'm going. No, I don't like it. I could go that way actually. Okay. So that one I should do, and that one I should do. Okay, so hold on. This one, this one. Okay. My
This cargo
trusted
has been designated hazardous.
high temperature and strong impact. I got you there.
Order accepted. Thank you.
I'm on a. Oh, I need to repair my vehicle. Why?
Nice repair job. She's practically sparkling.
I've got an idea. What if I use a trike, but with a trolley hooked up to my asshole? Does that work or not?
I don't know. I know the last game had specific traits for training.
When I get to within a channel,
course, each has a limited amount of ammunition, so maybe be a bit more conscious of what you actually have on your person in this instance. But anyway, there we have it. 10 handy wee tips for your travels in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Let me know if you have any there. And while you're there, remember to subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation video content just like this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I've been Aaron, and this is Square.
Yeah, so kind of look, see that's something you like, and yeah, that's the kind of stuff you like.
The newest update to the massive hit game Echocalypse is finally here. A limited time collab with the Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure. You can get the new epic character Lorraine.
The Athletic and TalkSport have both stated that Tottenham appreciate Crystal Palace and England star Eze, but that is it, nothing further. TalkSport have also stated that Spurs are now working very hard to sign West Ham star Mohamed Kudus for £60 million, despite him having an £85 million release clause. And TalkSport also stated that the player had been offered to 2 other Premier League clubs, despite him talking to Tottenham. Spurs target Antoine Semenyo has just signed a new contract with Bournemouth. The Bill Nicholson gate will be installed at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium before the start of the new Premier League campaign. And the Sun has stated that Richarlison could leave Spurs this summer at as low as £20 million.
Cargo won't last long.
Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another episode of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Now, I just want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to every single one of you who pressed that play button on YouTube throughout the month of June. 5.1 million views in June. The ball wasn't even kicked, and you have pressed play, listening to me talk about Spurs and watch the other content that we put on this channel. Now, we are actually the 5th most viewed channel on YouTube, a dedicated fan channel behind United Stand, Anfield Agenda, AFTV and Stretford Paddock. And we are very proud to be 5th, so thank you so much for all of your incredible support. Now, I would actually like to invite a lot of you onto the channel. If you'd like to join me and some of the other channel regulars to come on, talk about Spurs, to come on one of the fan shows, or indeed a post-match or a match preview, the Spurs Chat podcast, you are very welcome. Please do send me an email. It is tottenhamfanchris@gmail.com. It'd be great to have you on. So let's start by talking about Mohamed Kudus and his possible move to Tottenham. Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has just stated that talks between Mohamed Kudus and Tottenham on project and personal terms are underway. Positive approach. Mohamed Kudus is open to joining Spurs while talks continue with both the player and West Ham sides. There are 2 more clubs still involved in the race. Fabrizio Romano has also stated throughout Tuesday Mohamed Kudus and his agent have been talking to Tottenham, and the player is open to joining Spurs, and Tottenham are working really hard on this deal to try and give the player to Thomas Frank for the start of the brand new season. TalkSport have just reported on this story, and they are stating that Mohamed Kudus has also been offered to Chelsea and Manchester United by West Ham United, but Spurs view the player as a top priority this summer for Thomas Frank. They believe that West Ham United will sell the player for around £60 million, despite him having a release clause of £85 million, and Spurs really appreciated Eze, but nothing was ever advanced with Crystal Palace for the England international. Now talking about Crystal Palace and England star Eze, David Ornstein from The Athletic has stated that Arsenal put Eze high among options to bolster their attack. No contact with Crystal Palace as yet. Unclear if he needs exit, but serious candidate and separate to striker and winger. Arsenal Football Club would look to pay below release clause. And David Ornstein then goes on to say that Tottenham Hotspur Football Club are not pursuing Eze for now. The Sun newspaper have just reported that Richarlison is set to leave the Premier League as he looks to reset his career overseas. The injury-stricken Brazilian will be allowed to leave Tottenham after the new boss, Thomas Frank, gave the green light for his exit. He is expected to head to Turkey and sign for Galatasaray. They have also been chasing Victor Osimhen, but that deal is now looking difficult to get over the line, so their attention has now switched back to the Brazilian international who plays for Spurs, who could be available for just £20 million. Another option would be a loan deal for Richarlison, although Spurs are believed to prefer the idea of a permanent switch. Now, in the last couple of weeks, Spurs have been heavily interested in Antoine Semenyo of Bournemouth, and they were told that if they wanted to sign the Bournemouth star, they would need to pay at least £65 million. Spurs were not prepared to pay that kind of figure. Well, today it has just been announced by Bournemouth that Antoine Semenyo has signed a new 5-year contract at Bournemouth. The forward scored 11 goals and provided 5 assists in the Premier League for them last season. Now, finally, and I say finally because a lot of people expected this to happen when the stadium opened back in April 2019, the Bill Nicholson gates will finally be installed at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium before the start of the new Premier League campaign. They will be situated near the ticket office, not near the hotel, as previously discussed. Now for a couple of quick stories. James Maddison has a new tattoo. It is of the Europa League. It is on the back of his left leg, and it says Winners 2025. Luka Vlahovic is now officially a Spurs player, having signed the deal from the 1st of July 2025. And The Athletic have just reported that Spurs have explored the possibility of adding another fullback in this summer transfer window. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode, and I'm going to start by saying a big thank you again to the 5.1 million viewers throughout June. It is unbelievable, and I'm sorry to mention it again, but I just find these stats simply incredible. When I started this channel, it was basically me getting my phone out of my pocket, covering the stadium demolition and then the stadium build, White Hart Lane to the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And that's how this channel started. If you are new here, that is exactly how I started. And then it just went on by me doing more and more videos on this channel, and now talking about news stories, etc. every single day. And I really enjoy it. I know some people get fed up with so many episodes being published about transfer rumours, etc. I would say to you guys, if you don't like the transfer rumours, then perhaps switch off for the next 60 days or so, because I think it's about 61 days left of the transfer window, and I know there's a lot of rumours, thoughts, stories, etc. coming out. So if you are frustrated by it, I'll see you in a couple of months' time. But if you are staying with me, then thank you for staying with me, and thank you for being one of those 5.1 million viewers to press that play button in June. I just find these stats unbelievable, and when we're up there with some of these huge channels, with multiple people working for them, when we get figures like this, it's just mind-blowing. So thank you so much for your incredible support. Now, of course, this channel started by me covering the demolition of White Hart Lane and then the new stadium build. And that's exactly where I'm going to start, the Bill Nicholson gates. People have been asking for the last, 5-6 years about course, out into the Bill Nicholson gates. Now, there were plans that they were going to be part of the hotel when built, and now that has changed. They are actually going to be up by the ticket office on the other side of the stadium, by the high road, which is going to be absolutely brilliant, and it is definitely going to be one of those landmarks where everyone is going to want to visit, and everyone's going to have a photo with it. And you know, I think this is absolutely wonderful. You know, people like Bill Nicholson should be all over our stadium, and I know a lot of people on social media, since I published this story a couple of hours ago, stating, you know, where is the statue? Absolutely, Spurs should be looking at statues of legends like Bill Nicholson. You should definitely have a statue of Bill Nicholson outside the stadium, but this is a really, really good start, and I noticed that a lot of people have said there'd been Ivan Potential coming in has had a big part of this. It probably has had a bit part in it, but in all honesty, this was actually in the plans last year as well for this to happen. You know, perhaps he rushed it along a little bit, which is great, and from what I understand, these are actually going to be installed, you know, before the start of the new season, and you can imagine every single person, you know, no matter how old anyone is.
You make no choices. They want you this one.
Everyone's going to have to stop and have a photograph with those famous gates from the old stadium, Bill Nicholson gates, and then so yeah, really looking forward to seeing those installed in the new stadium. And I love the way that the new stadium has incorporated, and I've spoken about this a lot over the years, how they've incorporated a lot of the old stadium into the new stadium. It just adds a lot of real class, and that's what makes that stadium, you know, so special and very, very different to other stadiums. Richarlison possibly moving for £20 million. I'm not sure whether I believe this figure, £20 million. I don't think the Spurs are going to be letting a player like Richarlison go for £20 million, especially when we paid £60 million for him only a couple of years ago. I do feel like Richarlison's time is up for Spurs, and I want to see him leave the club and do really well. As a person, I think Richarlison is one of the best, so good with the fans, etc. But on the pitch, I just feel like he needs a new challenge. I feel like Spurs need to go in a different direction, and you know, I will remember if Richarlison does leave this summer, I will remember Richarlison playing out of his skin in the Europa League final and having probably the best game in the Spurs show in that game. And you know, like I said, I love Richarlison as a person, as a player. I just feel like he's been very wasteful in a few years that he's been with us. When he's been on the pitch, he did go for a spell where he did go through, you know, a really good goal scoring run, but we needed that to last a lot longer. And he has had so many injury issues, and I just feel like he needs a new challenge. So I feel like Spurs need to go in a different direction. Antoine Semenyo signing a new contract. I don't think Spurs were ever going to pay £65 million for Semenyo. They clearly wanted a cheaper price. Eze, you know, I'm a little bit gutted about this, but then again, I've spoken about Eze since 2019 on this channel when he played for QPR, and Spurs were linked with him then. We didn't want to pay the money then. When he was a QPR player, we haven't wanted to pay the money in recent transfer windows when he'd been a Crystal Palace player. We don't want to pay the money now when he's an international. So I don't feel like we're ever going to get this Eze deal over the line. I feel like this is just going to be another Jack Grealish situation where we've been linked with a player for so many windows, so many years, and we're just not going to get it over the line. This is an interesting one, though. Mohamed Kudus, £60 million. He's got a release clause of £85 million. West Ham are trying to, you know, sell him to other clubs, including Chelsea, etc. Manchester United, I think, is the other one. And, you know, TalkSport are stating that Spurs are working very hard to get this deal done. This is a player that we have been linked with in the past. This is a player that we have been linked with when he wasn't a West Ham player, and also when he was a West Ham player. So, what I would like to say, and I did say this on a previous episode, but I'll say it again, I would like to see Thomas Frank actually say what he wants, because, you know, at the end of the day, this is his squad. I know the club make a lot of decisions, but I do feel like Thomas Frank does need to be involved in the choosing of these players. Mohamed Kudus clearly isn't a Thomas Frank choice. It is a club choice, and they have just okayed it with Thomas Frank. I feel like a new manager a lot of the time will go, yeah, okay, he's a good player. And, we've seen Thomas Frank a lot of the time come out and say that, he worked what he got. So I just want to have that involvement from the manager. I feel like Ange Postecoglou would have had a lot more of a say in players. So it's going to be interesting going forward to see what other players we do target, and it'll be interesting to see whether Spurs do get this deal over the line, £60 million. And it does kind of raise the question, why wouldn't they sign Semenyo for £65 million? Why they not want to sign Eze for £68 million when they can pay the instalments? I understand that the deal is different. They would be paying this in instalments as well. So if you were to choose which player, Eze, Mohamed Kudus or Antoine Semenyo, which one would you choose? I've seen a lot of mixed reports and a lot of mixed reviews on Mohamed Kudus. I've looked at the player. I looked at the player before. I think he's a really, really decent player, probably what Spurs need in terms of ball carrying, dribbling, etc. We know that he can beat players, we know that he can assist, we know that he can score. But are there better players out there? Can we get more experienced players to come in straight away? I know that some people are doubting. Of course, you're never ever going to please the whole fan base. You go on any social media site, including X, you're never ever going to have everyone agree, and it's always going to be very, very mixed, as in the opinion of Mohamed Kudus here. But it'd be interesting to see whether the Spurs do get the deal done. It'd be interesting to see whether West Ham do actually deal with the Spurs, because we haven't dealt with them, for transfers for some time. I think Scott Clark was the last one, which was some time ago. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether we get that deal done at £60 million, and also he needs rules. He needs rules for his Just make sure that you don't stop till you get himself. There's no price. interesting is to see whether we do actually get any experienced players, because Amakudas is only 24, still another young player. We are starting to get a little bit of unique experience, but is it enough experience going into a Champions League season? And is it enough experience that we are bringing in? Wanting to climb that Premier League table, because even Ange Postecoglou, towards the end of his Spurs career, he was saying in those last few press conferences, this window is about experience. This is what is going to be interesting to me, to see what the club want to do. Are they going to be bringing in experience, or is it again about planning those next few years? When Daniel Levy in the board said he's probably going to win the Champions League, win the Premier League, when are they talking about? Are they talking about this year? Are they talking about next year? Are they talking about 5 years down the line? That is going to be interesting. Please do hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment below, and if you listen to this platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Well, God bless.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Be sure to visit us again soon.
Move out the fucking way. What about the kids? Yes. What do you think is personal? Not a lot. Fairly slow. security is working. You get finer. Your true personality get finer, how clever you are. Yeah, you cannot stand up all anger. Let me just be nice to people now.
Thanks for coming. You brought a lot of cargo today. What a treat. I appreciate you. All right, I can finally present this to you. The product of all your hard work and support. I'll bet you need more materials for fabrication, right?
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
This, my friend, is a new... Same damage out. Nothing would make me happy. Keep on keeping up.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Commencing route creation. Delivery.
But that was
Weather couldn't have made it easy. I have to say, very nice condition. You're not the one I expected to bring this in. Glad. Lost track of how many times you bailed my ass out now. Anyway, I got a present for my favorite porter. I asked your fabrication materials allocation again.
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
Check out the latest and greatest. This one comes with a brand new addition to the core design. When falling from heights, they'll help to slow your descent and soften the impact. They really come into their own when you've got to make your way down from places at higher out. Be advised, though, you can't fine-tune your landings, and the thrusters won't fire at all unless you have sufficient battery power. In other words, you're gonna need a little practice to get the most out of them. But I can tell you're a quick study. Just head out and give them a whirl. You'll see. Anyway, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
What's that one?
Welcome back, Sam.
You take care.
I hate to say. This is the limit.
An idea came to me the other day that I just had to pursue. Let me share the data with you. I've increased the allocation of fabrication materials some...
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
You know those jump ramps you can fabricate with your PCC, right? Well, whenever you use a jump ramp to go airborne, you emit chiral crystals in flight. And because of those chiral crystals, your speed of descent is reduced, allowing you to fly even further. Anyway, with some work, I was able to amplify the degree to which vehicles benefit from this effect. So you should now be able to jump even greater distances while driving. That's bound to come in handy when you're in a hurry. Hope you enjoy it.
Order completed. Well done.
This cargo has been designated.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Till next time, Sam.
Feel that speed! You must pick up.
No! I fucking do that. Not everything. It was just, yeah, it was like one thing. Yeah, but you can't see it. And sometimes it plays in a really tight spot.
Not enough oxygen up here.
Look that way. Snag.
Coming down pretty hot. Get a load of it. Didn't know you'd handle that many jobs.
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
Weather's still nasty.
Order completed. Well done.